Most people think that staying hidden protects them, as if staying small, dimming your light, or not speaking up or protects you from judgments. And oftentimes, the hidden cost of staying hidden comes with some mental health issues because you are suppressing a part of yourself that wants to be seen, a part of yourself that wants to be expressed. And the more you suppress it, the more you are getting further and further away from your authentic self. Today, my intention for this video is to talk with you all about some of the mental health concerns that may present themselves as a result of you not allowing yourself to be seen. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Marquita. I am a personal development coach, a spiritual coach. I am nomadic. I am an author, and I'm also the host of the podcast entitled the Alchemy Soul Podcast. If you're interested in checking out that, the link will be in the description. And I am also a licensed clinical social worker. Although I no longer provide services in the form of therapy to clients, I still have the knowledge, wisdom, and training to speak on such topics because I've worked with clients in the past. And I still work with clients, just not in a therapeutic sense. And so when I say that mental health can come as a result of you not allowing yourself to be seen, it is because you are suppressing energy that wants to be expressed, right? And that mentally can drain you. Some things that you can experience, if you continue to allow yourself to not be seen, if you continue to allow your gifts, your talents, the things that want to be expressed through you out into the world, if you continue to allow them to just stay stagnant and stay hidden, are depression, anxiety, social anxiety, people pleasing, and loneliness. And those are just to name a few. We all know that there are a number of contributing factors that can come as a result of depression, right? We know that there are different things that happen in life that can continue to allow us to go into this deep, dark hole of depression. I'm going to give you all an example from my personal lived experience. When I was not fully expressing myself, when I would be very inconsistent and judgmental of myself because I was not showing up perfectly. I didn't have the perfect circumstances. I didn't have the perfect lighting. I didn't have the perfect background or whatever it is that stopped me from speaking and showing up in front of a camera and expressing myself out into the world. I got very depressed, right? Like I was very depressed because it was just this energy that was just inside of me that was like, you have to speak, right? And you have to speak and allow yourself to be seen. And I remember in 2024, I had a rough time. If you go back through a couple of my videos back then, like I showed some videos where I was going through a very depressing time. It was not only like just me not allowing myself to be seen, it was also a part of like life happens and I stop, right? Instead of allowing, my audience or whoever is watching to see me actually go through the struggles and to see me live life as a human and just, express what that means to me out into the world. That is what that energy wanted to do at that time. And the moment I started to start speaking more, the moment I just allowed myself to let the energy flow through me, whenever spirit told me, hey, pick this camera up and talk, that is when everything else blossomed for me. I remember thinking, I was like, why am I financially going through such a hard time right now? I didn't understand. It wasn't until I picked up the camera and got in front of the camera and stayed consistent when I got a huge financial windfall. And but I stopped, right? Like I stopped. So last year, which was 2025, I didn't make as much content. I did it every now and then. I did do it, but it wasn't consistent, right? Because I was like ashamed of like my weight gain and all of that. I just wasn't comfortable with being in front of the camera. And so what ended up happening was I didn't do a lot. I didn't do as much as I felt like I probably should have been doing. And so nothing has manifested. Not to say nothing has manifested, but the flow of the energy of the abundance kind of slowed down. Like the flow of the money, the flow of the opportunities, the flow of the new connections, all of the energy slowed down. I got a little bit depressed. However, I was reminded of what I had already experienced. Was reminded of these patterns that I have in my life of thinking that just because nobody is watching, that what I have to say isn't valuable, which is not true. I have to remind myself that when I am putting out energy into the world, it is vibrational. Whatever I'm speaking on, it is vibrational. And whatever I am intending, right? Because it all goes back with an intention as well. Whatever I am intending behind the message for you to receive, for the world to receive, right? That is the energy that is coming back to me. It doesn't matter what the algorithms say, right? It doesn't matter if anybody views the message now or if they view it 20 years from now. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I am intentionally using my voice and putting the energy out into the universe. And in turn, I am supported. In turn, I feel good, right? In turn, I'm happier and living more purposefully. And what I want to remind you all about some of the mental health concerns that you might encounter along this journey is that you are in control of you, right? You have to take inventory of the things that are occurring in your life and in your reality and take responsibility for them. Nothing is happening to you. You are happening to the things. Like nothing is happening to you. You are happening to the things. And I hope that makes sense because I can't explain it any other way. It's like you have to in taking responsibility for the things that you attract and the circumstances that you attract to yourself, you have to understand that there's another end of the spectrum, right? And you have to understand why you are at the point that you are at. I ask myself a lot of questions. I ask myself, for example, why am I not financially abundant? Why am I financially living from client to client, from book sale to book sale, or from this, like why am I not overflowing? And what came back to me is that I'm not giving out the energy, right? And it came through a conversation through one of my spiritual mentors. You got to put out the energy that you wish to give back. And if you are feeling somewhere within you, if you came across this message and you're feeling somewhere within you that you are harboring some depression, that you are harboring some anxiety, that you are harboring some loneliness and people pleasing tendencies, then it is your duty and your responsibility to get to the roots of what that's about and ask yourself, is it because I'm not allowing this energy to be expressed through me? Whatever it is you want to do. A lot of times it really is just talking, right? There's a reason why talk therapy is so beneficial to some people. It's because you actually have to get the energy out and allow it to flow out into the universe. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit into detail about some of the things that show up as a result of you not allowing yourself to be seen. Okay, so the first mental health concern that I'm going to talk about right now is depression, right? Depression is a state of emotional, mental, and physical heaviness that often you can see it as a loss of motivation, a loss of desire, a loss of pleasure, and sometimes a loss of self. And the reason why depression can be something that you may experience is because the energy that sits in you, it wants to be expressed. As humans, we want to allow a part of ourselves to be expressed. I think that that is a normal human trait. I feel that everyone inside of them has something that is pleasurable to them that they wish to express out into the universe. And if you are worried or scared of judgment, of criticism, that can stun and keep that energy balled up inside of you, and it just wants to get out. And oftentimes I think about emotion being energy in motion, right? Depression is a lot of times a lot of emotional energy, and the energy that is bottled up is not moving. So it wants to be let out, and you are holding on to it because you are afraid, so afraid of what everybody is doing. You are so afraid of what everyone else may think of you. And this might be a little bit of a rude awakening, but I just want to let you know that people are going to judge you no matter what. No matter if you're expressing yourself or you're not expressing yourself, they want to judge you, right? There is always going to be a group of people or somebody that doesn't like you, right? Like we're not trying to get people to like us. We just want ourselves to be seen. And so even if someone doesn't like you, it is because you have allowed yourself to be seen, right? No one can have, you're not giving people the opportunity or the chance to like you or not like you. And that's could be why you may experience some depression. And so the second one that I kind of want to go into a little bit is anxiety. Um, Anxiety is constantly worrying about what other people are thinking of you. And as I just said, first of all, you can't control what other people are thinking about you. Their thoughts about you are often coming as a result of how they feel about themselves, right? When we look out through our lens, it's coming through the perception of the things that we know about ourselves, our values, our upbringing, our roots. It's coming through our own personal lens. So the things that people are judging about you or that you think that are judging about you, it don't have nothing to do with you. It just don't have nothing to do with you. Like, so if that can be like a sort of like, like a deep breath, just remember that Marquita said that don't got nothing to do with you. What they think about you, it doesn't have a single thing to do about you. So you can kind of just take you can kind of just take the judgments of other people with a grain of salt because they are just perceiving through their own lens, which is never about you. But this constant worrying about what you think other people are thinking about you, it definitely keeps your nervous system in a state of vigilance. Right? It's like in a state of always wanting to run away because you're worried of what the next person is thinking about you. But we need you not to run away. We need you to stay present, and we need you to keep allowing yourself to be seen and allowing it to be normal for you to be seen and judged. It's okay because, like I just said, they're judging you anyway. They're judging you anyway. So, another thing I want to talk about is people pleasing, right? No, while not official diagnoses, but we know that people pleasing is not helpful to our mental health. It's not helpful to our well-being. And so if you are continuously masking yourself as a result or as a desire to allow people to accept you, then you are continuously allowing yourself not to be seen at your most authentic self, right? You are allowing yourself to continue to wear a mask that isn't yours to wear, and that can be quite depressing because you want who you are at your core to be expressed, and you want your authentic self to always be seen. And so if that is the case, you don't want to continue to mask yourself just to be accepted by the next person. And finally, also just leading in, from that is loneliness, right? It can be quite lonely if you are putting on a mask all the time and you're not allowing people to see the authentic you. It's disingenuous, and you're probably not doing it intentionally, of course. You probably don't even know that you're doing it. You probably don't even know who the authentic self is yet. And that takes some shadow work, right? That takes some getting deep, and pulling up the roots. However, if you do, and if you are getting closer and closer to just learning about your authentic self and learning who you are, then you know that it is harmful to not allow that part of yourself to be seen and to put on a mask. It can be lonely because your authentic self wants to be seen and expressed. And so at this point, I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record. you get it. Like, you get it. If you have gotten to the end of this message, you are definitely understanding that the whole point behind it is to allow the energy to be expressed. And if you don't allow the energy to be expressed, you are more likely on the spectrum of being at risk than you are for being well, right? You are more on a spectrum of risking a part of yourself that we need, right? Because we need it, but you are more likely to risk that part of yourself instead of allowing it to be seen. And it goes back to a number of things as well, because the ego plays a huge role in you not allowing yourself to be seen. But if you really start uncovering and doing the work to understand who you are at your authentic core, as your authentic self, then you will be able to train and know and work with the ego to say, hey, I got this. Like, hey, I'm in control. It's okay. We gonna be okay. Because the ego just wants to keep you safe. And so that's all I have for y'all today. I hope that you all got something from this message. If you did, if you resonated with any portion of this message, please be sure to leave a white heart in the comments. I am currently on a 365-day long form content challenge. So that means I'm showing up here every single day. And I will see you all back here tomorrow. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.